Hello and welcome to today's Times Small Vloggers video. Today we're looking at Doctor Who vs Harry Potter. Now this is a really tough decision because both of these things have been like part of my childhood. Well, since I think Doctor Who since I was about 5, and then Harry Potter since I was 3. So you know they're really key things of my life, and I don't think I'm going to ever come to a proper conclusion of which one I like more. Who? Well, obviously Doctor Who must mean a lot to me because I made a Doctor Who channel all about reviewing toys, and you know, and there's a lot of questions what's happening with Doctor Who toy reviews. I really want to do more videos, but I have no more figures. And it seems that the only thing people want are figures reviews. That's the only thing we get asked. When are you going to do a figure reviews? Whenever we upload a vlog, we get people saying, we get hate comments and stuff. So we then take the vlogs down and we upload. It's all crap. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with Doctor Who toy reviews at the minute. I may get some new figures, but I'm concentrating on wands at the minute because I'm in a Harry Potter phase. That's the key thing of this whole video: phases. I don't know if it's everybody, but me and my brother certainly go through many phases. You get into something, then you get out of something, and then that always works. I always get into Doctor Who and the season comes on, and I get all excited about it, and then I'll go off it probably by a couple of months after it's over. Harry Potter, new movie came out. I'm in a Harry Potter theme. I'm getting wands. I first started getting wands last year when the new when Part 1 came out. When I stopped when the new series of Doctor Who that stopped. New Harry Potter, new wands. You kind of see the repeating cycle, but it's not just Harry Potter and stuff. I had a Batman phase a couple of years ago. You know, my life I've had millions of phases. Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to have that, not this year, last year, the year before that, like that summer. Did a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And spent sticks from money on that. There's just a lot of things you get into that, you know, they don't last really, because that's the thing. I don't see how. I mean, obviously you're always a fan of that thing, but not completely. You may take your interest out of it for a while. Yeah, so that's the thing. Think about Doctor Who and Harry Potter, they're so different. The Harry Potter's about magic, it's about school, going to a wizard school and an evil Dark Lord, and it's the same characters and it's the same threat pretty much every time, apart from like the third book. When Doctor Who it's completely different. It's not to do with school. You're in a TARDIS, you go to different places every single episode. That's the key. It's not books or a film, it's an episode. So each episode you go to different places, you meet new characters, new enemies. Yeah, you get reoccurring ones, but you meet new enemies. And there's always different ways of stopping them. And there's nothing to do with, because he's an adult and stuff. And the thing about the Doctor is that you trust them. That's why they have to have the companions. Companions, you need someone who's vulnerable. The Doctor, you don't see as a vulnerable character at all. You think, oh, he's always going to make it. And Harry is someone of our age, and you can feel his kind of fear, if you know what I mean. And that's the key thing, because you've read the books. The key thing about the books is that you go inside the character's mind. If you had proper books, not these crappy storybooks of Doctor Who, I'm pointing down there because I've got like a shelf of them. The key thing is, Doctor Who doesn't have any books, and you never really get to see what's inside the Doctor's mind. Obviously he suggests things, but you never really understand him. You can't understand the Doctor. That's one of the things I love. You can't read the Doctor. He's a really hard character to read. When Harry, from reading the books, you know exactly what he's thinking. He expresses it all the time in the books. People who've watched the movies won't experience that. That's their loss. Yeah, so you really get inside Harry's mind. Like, he tells you what what he is thinking. You read exactly what he thinks, and then other characters just say whatever, but you never find out. You know, that's the big difference. So that's what I'm saying. The big difference, you get different role models. You've got Harry, who's a kid who's had the entire kind of being famous and, you know, the responsibility of destroying Voldemort thrust upon him when he turned 11. He was like, what? What's going on? You know, or from birth. When the Doctor was, you know, he was someone who lived on Gallifrey, bored Time Lord, and said, you know, I want to do something with my life, and then set out to explore the world and help the world. And yeah, he's definitely a hero, but he's a different kind of hero, and people, yeah, they expect the same thing from him, but people don't know who he is, and it's more like he'll come out, he'll just pop into the world, no one knows who he is. Well, occasionally you'll find people do, but no one knows who he is. It's like, oh, it's the Doctor, and this whispered name is going across the universe, and everyone's like, oh, the Doctor's arrived, and he's just like, yeah, I'll stop them, and he creates fear by the name the Doctor, not by his reputation. So yeah, he's got a reputation. Occasionally he'll be like, oh, I'm the Doctor, and people are like, oh no, like the Vashta Nerada, oh crap, on a big library, and there's loads of stuff about him being evil. But then Harry, he's the boy who lived, and everyone just knows him. He is the boy who lived, and they just expect, you know, they have expected it to be luck, and don't really think he's powerful at all. He's just a kid, or they're like, oh, he's the boy who lived, he destroyed Voldemort, you know, he must be able to defeat him again. You know, it's a different thing. Like, everybody knows Harry, not everybody knows the Doctor. He's a traveller, Harry's a boy. You get what I'm saying. So you've got the Doctor, you've got Harry, and that's the thing. And then you've got the settings, obviously. TARDIS, and any world, any time, usually Earth. Like, the Earth is most recurring, especially in the new series. They barely ever went to Earth with the old, like, sort of Doctor Who episodes. They rarely ever went to, you know, like the classic episodes, but they go to Earth all the time, the current one. It's kind of annoying. Because I like the other planets. So they go to Earth then you've got Hogwarts, and you've got, you know, Hogwarts, Gringotts, Diagon Alley, and all those places which are familiar. So, that's kind of a bit about the two different ones. They're just so different, it's hard to say which one. I've devoted my life to both, you know. I've got screwdrivers, like about £200. I've got Doctor Who, you know, costumes. I've got, you know, I've got so much Doctor Who stuff, books. I won a competition when I ran £500 worth of DVDs. Just got loads and loads of box sets, which I loved. And I've got, you know, calendars and YouTube channels, a weekly subscription, not weekly, monthly subscription to Doctor Who magazine. You know, when Harry Potter is just, I've still devoted my life, but it's just so different. You've got the books and you've got the films, and not much is branched out from that, because I think J.K. Rowling's written it in a clever way that she's made it so no one else is going to try writing Harry Potter. That's what she did the 19 years bit later, and no one really understood that who haven't read the books. She did that so then other people weren't going to start writing stories when J.K. Rowling's, you know, gone. She will one day. So will all of us, of course. When she's gone, there might be people starting writing stuff like Voldemort returns from, you know, the death, blah blah blah. She made it 19 years later and pretty much made it so Voldemort was definitely dead. Harry's definitely got kids, and gave him a set job, so people weren't going to make it so he became sort of like outlaw, or I don't know what people would have done with the story, could have wrecked it. And Doctor Who will always be changed. You know, there's going to be new doctors, new companions, and new writers all the time. And I think in some ways that's good, because Doctor Who's it's anything, it's the entire universe, other universes. You can do so much with Doctor Who when the Harry Potter's quite closed. And I think currently I prefer Harry Potter. Currently I think I prefer Harry Potter. When Harry Potter mood, I just love magic. I just think it's brilliant. The books are brilliant. I'm reading all the books again. And like wizarding duels are so cool. That's the key. You never really see that many battles in Doctor Who. You do gun battles, but Doctor never gets involved. When Harry, you know, he's doing these wizarding duels, it's like, oh, that's so cool. Apart from the one in the 7th movie, that was the worst thing I've ever seen because he didn't explain stuff he needed to explain. Sorry if you didn't catch any of that. I said it quite quickly because I'm kind of ashamed of the fact that they didn't really do the talk between Voldemort, and there was no talking. No one was watching it. It made me want to cry inside. But you know, Harry Potter's got the wand duels, and that's just so cool. And I think that's brilliant. But I think deep down, I want to like Harry Potter more because my family likes Harry Potter more, and I think the fact I complain about it so much, I should like Harry Potter more, but I think deep down I know I like Doctor Who. So I think deep down I'd say Doctor Who is my life, and I love it, and I don't think, I just think, yeah, it's Doctor Who, and it will always be Doctor Who, and I think Harry Potter is amazing, but Doctor Who is really, it's the Doctor and the TARDIS. That's it. He can go anywhere, and you never know where he's going to go, and you know he'll take you wherever across the universe, and there's always danger. And I just think that's what it is. You got the Daleks, the Cybermen, everything. You know, the different Doctors, the regeneration. It's just it's brilliant.